Hi all, it's Eddie at Wheelie Tropicals. Just coming out to you with a really quick video. I'm going to show you how to propagate Tetrapanax, and I'm also going to show you what happens when they get damaged, i.e. do they pop up in your lawn, how far do the roots go, that kind of thing. Only going to be a really quick video, but I'm just going to show you some realities of the T-Rex. So essentially, long story short, I went out to the garden today. I cut the Tetrapanax back because the top had rotted and it was hanging on by an absolute thread. It has started flushing again now, which is a good news story. I will put some footage up somewhere around here to show you what it looks like as of today. However, I haven't cut the lawn in about a week or so because I've been doing other projects. And I noticed that the T-Rex has actually started popping up in the lawn. So this is not for fear mongering or don't plant T-Rex or anything like that. However, I have seen massive arguments online and some of the biggest Facebook groups about the fact that the T-Rex, the actual proper Rex, doesn't actually run. It's the other ones that run. Mine is 100% genuine Rex and it has ran. The furthest one is, I would say, about 9 foot away from where the actual mother plant is. And just to be clear, the mother plant hasn't died. It was just damaged. I had to cut back half of the stem. So even with that, it has still done what it does naturally and tried to survive. So I've dug 2 out today, and again, I'm absolutely not complaining. They're free plants, as I'll show you now. I love the T-Rex plant, but these are two plants that I've got up out the lawn today. So they are decent plants, only short little tiny root systems, but I'll just show you a video of how far the roots have actually run on that. These roots may have actually been that far anyway, so this may be part of the normal and not as like a knee-jerk reaction to me cutting the plant. So it could be that without any trauma whatsoever, these roots just naturally go that far. If you then cut them or do anything with them, they will pop up. And as I said before, like, these are free plants to me. I love the Tetrapanax Rex, but what I wanted to do is just be crystal clear with, like I say, with people arguing online about they don't run, they do run, they do. It's crystal clear. It's in my garden. They've had some trauma and they've run. So just be careful where you're planting that. If you got like neighbours and stuff like that, because the roots on this have actually gone quite far. It's not going to cause a problem. It's not the same as bamboo. And I had it last year where I didn't see one, and I had a strimmer in my hand and it went straight over it, cut the head off, and that was the end of it. It didn't come back. So that's another thing that's a major consideration. This is not if you see one in the next door neighbour's garden, panic, rip it out, and that's the end of it. Right? I know obviously from there it can then root from further down on the root and all the rest of it. But from my own experience, that didn't happen. I went past it with the strimmer. I was wounded afterwards because I thought, it's another T-Rex I could have used. And that thing didn't come back. It didn't come up anywhere else in the garden along that line. It literally just popped up one place, got strimmered, and that was the end of that. Other people in different areas, climate and all the rest, may have very different experience from myself. I'm just saying, just be careful with the Tetrapanax. And if you cut them, if you're like me, you're thinking bonus-free plants, there's no drama whatsoever. But I just thought I'd put some information out there based on my own experience about the fact that these things do run. And if I'd have known that they would have run the way that they did, I probably wouldn't have planted it in the ground. In all fairness, I probably would have kept it in a massive container just so I had peace of mind on that one. But like I said, I'm not panicking about it. If I get free plants every year, then buzzing, I'll dig them up. I'll destroy the bit of the lawn in front of it for what they're worth. It's absolutely worthwhile. What I'll show you on the back end of this is some propagation as well. So I've dug up some of the roots. So I'm going to show you how to make additional free plants as well, because as gardeners, who doesn't like free plants, right? So hopefully you can see this. What you've got on there is like a little nodule. It should be crystal clear in the middle. And what pops off that is that these little dinky T-Rex pop up as and where they come along that. I mean, that's a decent length of root there. Broken up in several, but there are several little segments all along that. And all we're going to do is cut these into about probably 3 or 4 inch segments. So what we'll do is we're going to cut those up until they look something a bit more like these, or more like kind of twiglet kind of size pieces. And then all we're going to do is we're going to fill the tray with holes in it. I've drilled holes in there, as you can see. And we're just going to lie these down, and then we're going to cover them with compost. We're going to put them probably about halfway up. You'll start noticing all the heads will start popping up, and just leave them for a little while. What will happen is say, for example, if we take this one and it pops there, it looks like it's got a node there and a node there. If that one starts taking off and this one gets roots, that one gets roots, we'll just split them in the middle, and then we'll keep 2 plants from that. So it's a really nice, easy method. It's probably the easiest thing that I've ever propagated, and I have such a good success with them. The one thing that you have to be very, very careful is you don't overwater these, because these will rot out and you'll get nothing from them whatsoever. So what I do is I give them a nice little watering, and that's that. I leave it to it until this thing dries out. If it's in the greenhouse, it might dry out a little bit quicker because of the natural temperatures and the airflow from that. But because there's no actual roots sucking the water out of this, these will do all right for a little while. So I'm going to fill this tray up now. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So just ever so quickly, I'll show you my mix there. Get that out of this container, which is coconut, coir, which is the brown material that you can see, and the white stuff is what they call perlite. So all we're doing is going to do that. We'll then lay these across and kind of just give them a nice little push in. I'm not going to cut these into smaller pieces. I know people will tell you to cut them to half of this size, but like that one, for example, doesn't fit within. We'll cut that. No exact science with this. Don't worry about any of that stuff. These things will root, as they have done in my lawn. I mean, to be fair, I'm even going to put that one in because that's got like a nice little stem on it. So we'll firm that in. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to cut another couple of pieces and get those put within there as well. So I've got some nice chunky little roots to use. And I would almost guarantee we'll have success with these. Put an extra couple in. So I'd say that's pretty full. And then all I'm going to do with that is I'm literally just going to cover that with exactly the same material. So I'm going to get a little scoop like that. And I'm just going to put that over the top. Like I say, they're not loads. Get another scoop. And then I'm just going to fill out the gap. Fill out the gap there. And then leave that one nice and proud. Give it a little bit of a firm down. That stuff is pretty moist now, but all I'm going to use, I've got like a little, I use like an automatic water sprayer. I'm just going to spray that down a little bit, and then I'm going to put that over in the corner. And that is that. That's how you propagate Tetrapanax from root cutting. Just show the very final process. Just going to give that a quick water in. And that's that.